Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live stream. Today is Sunday. I hope everyone is doing fine. I am coming to you live from Quartzsite, Arizona. What am I doing in Quartzsite, Arizona, you might ask? Well, I am here for the annual Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. And what the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous is it is a gathering of nomadic people who live in their vehicles. Now, I don't live in my vehicle full time. I just travel every now and then. Once a year, I come out here to Quartzsite. So I'm not a full time van dweller like a lot of the folks out here are. But I do like to come out here and camp for a couple of weeks. And so I thought I would get on here and do a live while I'm here in Quartzsite and share some things with you. Hey, Brent, good to see you on here. Hello, Governor. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight. And good evening, Badlands Bandit. Good to see you on here. And I got to see Bob Wells today. Or actually, I saw him today, but I also saw him yesterday as well. So, so I got a little video with Bob. I got a little video with Bob as well. And maybe I can share that with you tonight. But I do plan on, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my phone and talking at the same time. I do plan on posting a video before I leave for to head back home. But let me see if I can share a video that I did. If you don't know who Bob Wells is, hey, Chuck. Welcome, Chuck. Good to see you on here. You'll be here tomorrow, I hope. I will see you then for sure. So let me get back to my screen here. Brent says hello. And Chuck, are you in Quartzsite? You're not in Quartzsite yet. You're still on your way. Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and I plan on doing a video of your van as well. But I got here 2 nights ago, and I traveled all the way from Alabama all the way out here to Quartzsite, Arizona. It's about 1,400 miles, so it took me about 3 days. I could have driven it in 24 hours if I had driven straight 24 hours, but I'm not going to drive 24 hours straight. That's not going to happen. So, so I was planning on getting, Chuck's still at home. Okay. I was planning on outrunning the bad weather in, there was really bad weather on the way here. And I did outrun most of the bad weather, but I didn't get through all of it. So I'm going to see if I can share some of that with you. I took a video of the bad weather, so I'm going to share that with you if I can figure out how to do that on here. Badlands Bandit said, how's the bed holding up? Any engineering adjustments? The bed is doing wonderful. It is, you saw the video where it fell apart at least 3 times when I was trying to put it together. But the bed is holding up just fine. So when I got those extra braces all the way around it, that really helped it hold and stay together. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. So it's working pretty good, and I'm able to keep my refrigerator under there and also my generator. Are you far from Tucson, Arizona? You know what? I really don't know exactly how far Tucson is from where I am currently. Oh my goodness, Box Fan D. Good to hear. Box Fan D, good to see you on here. If you don't know who Box Fan D is, this is a 72-year-old lady who lives in a box van, and her name is Dee, and she is an amazing lady, and I hope to get to meet her tomorrow. I'll be in Quartzsite. I went out there to Plumosa Road. Is it Plumosa Road? I went out there looking for you today, Dee, but I didn't find you. But I hope to get to see you while I'm here in Quartzsite. I'm really enjoying the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. Today was the second day of it. The first day, I got to get my picture made with um, Bob Wells and got to see him again. I saw him last year at the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. I just saw where you answered my email, but I haven't read the email yet, Dee, but I will check it out as soon as I get off of the live stream. And I do look forward to meeting you because I've been watching your channel for quite some time. And for those of you who do not know who Box Van D is, I was telling who she is. She's a full-time nomad. She lives in a box van. She's 72 years old. She's had some really difficult health issues, and she has overcome everything. And I'm so proud of you, Dee, for doing so well and being able to overcome all those things that you have had to go through. And I know it's a struggle for you, but you're still making videos. So you guys go check out Box Van D. She's really an inspirational person. I first got introduced to Box Fan D when I saw um, her. Bob Wells did a review of her van and her box van, and so that's how I got to know who she was. But she's really a great lady from everything that I've known from her on YouTube. Just check. Tucson is 3 hours and 29 minutes away. Is that where you are, Brent? You'll be gone all day tomorrow, but you will be back. Okay. All right. But do you think I will be able to get to meet you and talk to you a little bit while I'm here? Hope so. I'll be here until the 15th. But I will be in Quartzsite till the 15th, and that's the last day of the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. And then I plan on maybe going to um, what is the name of that place? There's a couple other places that I want to visit. I want to see Slab City, um, and the town where Wyatt Earp was. Anybody know? I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. I've got a slight headache. I don't know why I have a slight headache, but I do have a slight headache, and so I can't really think. Tombstone City, that's it. Tombstone? Yeah, Tombstone. That's where I want to go, and I want to see Slab City, and I want to go to Tombstone. Brent, you got it right as I was thinking of it. So, thank you uh, for that contribution. Yep, Badlands Bandit also said it. And welcome, Gumball Gold. Good to see you on here. Hope you're doing all right. Hope you guys survived the snow and all of that. Um, the southeast has been getting pummeled with the snow, and it's so you know I'm glad that I didn't have to stay there for the snow, but I did drive through a bunch of it, and I'm going to share that with you right now if I can. Let's see. Share screen. Let's see if I can find this video. Okay. Well, I don't know how to do this. I was going to see if I could share this video with you, but I don't know how I can do it. Anyway, what the video is, I'll just tell you what the video is. I was driving from Alabama to Arizona, and I had to go through Mississippi, and then the next day I went from Mississippi into Oklahoma, and then Oklahoma. Um, I spent the night in Oklahoma after I left Mississippi. I got up the next morning. I stayed in the Cracker Barrel parking lot, and the Cracker Barrel was really nice to be able to stay there. Had internet and was able to watch my TV and everything using my Amazon Fire Stick. But the uh, the next morning I got up. It wasn't supposed to start snowing until like 12 o'clock. And so I thought I was going to be able to outrun all the snow. But unfortunately, right after I got done eating breakfast in the Cracker Barrel, I went outside and it was snowing pretty heavy. So it started early. And then from that point, from the time that I got in my vehicle until the time that I reached New Mexico, it was snowing. It was it took me about 7 straight hours of driving. There was snow, there was ice, there was sleet. I was driving about maybe 25 miles an hour for 6 long and hard hours. So I thought I was going to be able to outrun all the snow, but unfortunately, I was not. And I drove through that. And I don't think I'm going to be able to share that video with you guys tonight because I don't know how to share it on my Apple MacBook. I could do it if I was at home on the computer that I normally use, but tonight I'm on my Apple MacBook because I'm on the road. So I'm 4 hours and 31 minutes from Tombstone. Okay. I wonder how far I am from Slab City. Um, Gumball Gold, and enjoy your cameo on Sam's video. Yep, Gumball Gold, also known as Jim. Jim is his name. Took me for a ride in his Corvette, and it was a good ride. But I gotta say, I was white knuckling the side of the door handle because he really sped up fast. He was showing me how fast that car can go. So so but it was good to have him and his wife on my channel, and I hope that uh, I hope they enjoyed my visit. I certainly did enjoy visiting with them. Uh, and his wife Josie, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, prepared our food, and she cooked us spaghetti for dinner, and we had sausage and eggs and bacon and everything for breakfast. So they were wonderful hosts, and they took really good care of me while I was there. Um, so a box fan D says that that's why she left. That's why she lives in Arizona, because it's warm here, and it is warm here. It the At night it gets down to about 39 or 38, 39 degrees, but during the daytime it warms up real nice. I think it got up to maybe 70 degrees here today. So the weather was nice, but the only thing about Quartzsite this year that I didn't experience last year is this year there seems to be a lot of wind, and so it kind of makes it feel a little colder than the actual temperature is. Slab City is 2 hours and 14 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I would like to see Slab City. I've heard a lot about it, and I've seen a lot of videos about it, so I would like to see it. 2.5 hour drive to the slabs. Okay, so D is saying it's 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours instead of 2 hours and 14 minutes. Okay, so somewhere around 2.5 hours to get to Slab City. Have you ever been to Slab City, D? Is there anything that you would suggest that I go see while I'm up in the area? Look up Nyland, California on Google. Okay. We always have winds here. Well, I tell you what, from the temperatures that I just came from at night, where I was, spending the night on the way here, sometimes it was in the 20s and sometimes it was down in the teens. So it is really nice to be in an area where the low is 39 degrees. So I can definitely tolerate that. I have a sleeping bag. This is actually a military sleeping bag that I got issued when I was in the Air Force. See, you can't take this tag off or you'll go to jail. But this thing is rated for negative 20 degrees. And so, so when I get inside of it, even if it's, 20 degrees, my body heat will keep me warm, and it's actually very comfortable. I don't really have to have any other type of heat. So let's go to the comments. Some lots days, not too much. Yep. So you're going to Slab City really soon? Okay. Have you ever been there before? Or is this the first time you're going? But anyway, that driving through all that snow and ice was really scary. Now, tonight, I am not very far from where the event is happening. And we had a little get together tonight on Sunkissed Road, if you know where that is, Box Fan D. We're off of Sunkissed Road tonight, and we had a little get together tonight. We had a group come together, and they fed us. I mean, I'm trying to pull out a business card that the guy gave me. They fed us and gave us spaghetti tonight, and it was really good. But this is the group that fed us tonight, the National Vehicle Residency Collective, and this is people who advocate for people who live in their vehicles full time and making sure that they're treated well. So I'm gonna try something else since I can't. Let me see if I can show you on my phone since I can't pull it up on the computer. See if I can show you the weather conditions on my phone. That's a semi. You see that? You see that semi truck trailer right there? Be careful on these roads when it's snowing like this. That's a tractor trailer turned over. I hope nobody was killed. So that's what I was driving through in order to get here. And like I said, it was about 7 straight hours of driving. And it was not fun, not even a little bit. But here's Bob.
Okay, he wants to come in really quick. Okay.
Hey, Bob. My name's Sam.
Hi, Sam.
I've been watching you for about 4 years and been watching you from work. And I finally got to experience freedom for the first time last January when I retired from my job. And I have a YouTube channel called Retire Inspired.
Oh.
So wanted to ask you one quick question,
Sure.
if I could. If you were to give any advice to anybody who's getting ready to retire, what would that be?
Don't sit in a rocking chair, watch TV.
Get out there.
Go do something. Whatever your heart wants, go do something.
And be generous, right?
And be generous.
You're such a generous person and a kind person. And I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you're here.
You want to shout out to my channel, Retire Inspired?
Okay. Are we working?
Oh, we're going.
Oh. Hi, everyone out at Retire Inspire. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Bob Wells is such a good person. Dee knows Bob personally, so she gets to what a good person he is. But he's just a very kind, outgoing, and generous person. So if you haven't ever watched his channel, it's called Cheap Outdoor Living, cheap RV living, cheap RV living. So go to his channel and check him out if you're interested in van life stuff or people who live in their vans. But he is the actual founder of the Rubber Tramp Rondezvous out here in Quartzsite. So let's see. I'm going to catch up on some of the comments. 3 days. Dee says that they only have 3 days, 3 to 5 days a year where the temperature is 32 degrees or less, but never below 29. That sounds ideal. Because we, even in Alabama, we have temperatures that get below 29 on a regular basis. And Dee says she has been to Slab City, and she'll tell me about it when we meet. Slab City is very interesting, but not a great place to stay unless you have a good group with you. Yeah, I think when I go, I want to just see the sights, but I don't plan on staying after dark. So I understand that is one of the last places in America where there are no rules, there's no law, and there's no law enforcement. D had he had great advice and tons of experience on van life. He absolutely does. And Jim says that he has watched a lot of videos about Slab City. Seems like he's been there, not too safe. No, it's not a real safe place to go. But I think it's okay to go as long as you don't, go and try to stay the night or something like that. I don't think it would be a good idea to get out and mingle with the local population unless you actually live there. But yeah, I would like to see Slab City, and there's a lot of interesting things there. D says she has a video of Slab City on her channel from a few years ago. I'll check. I'll see if I can find that video and watch it. um, what was I going to say? They've got a couple more days of the Rubber Tramp Rondezvous. They're going to do different things while, let's see, today they talked about solar and how to, what's the best kind of solar. And Bob talked about uh, road tripping to Alaska and driving to Alaska. And I don't know if you've ever driven to Alaska, D, or not, but apparently that's a thing in the nomadic community, is to do at least one trip to Alaska, because it's a beautiful country from what I understand up there. Of course, you don't want to go during the wintertime. You only want to go when it's summertime. So um, I don't know if I ever want to make a trip to Alaska, but that's what they talked about today, was going to Alaska. And tomorrow is going to be how to keep access to public lands. They're going to have they have open houses, the cars and the vans. People that live in cars and people that live in vans, they're opening up their vehicles so that people who are interested can look and see how they built out their van, or how they set their van or their car up, or SUV, for full-time van dwelling, or full-time being on the road. Um, let's see, on the 15th, they've got the escapees and more open house. They have music with ukuleles, and they talk about emotional health on the road, being being healthy emotionally. And they also, for some of the folks that live on the road full time, they're not retired and they're still working age, so they have to work, and so they provide a lot of information for people who want to find jobs, on how they can get jobs and that sort of thing while they're on the road. Marty, welcome. Good to see you on here tonight. Hope you're doing well. D said, just be, they're not bad unless they're provoked. Yep. But I understand if you provoke them, they can be really bad. That's what I heard on some of the videos I watched. No Alaska for D. She can't stand the cold and she will never go. Okay. I don't blame you. I would like to go, but I just don't want to go during the wintertime. I want to go during the summertime. All right. Dee says she has to go, and so she says she'll catch me at another time. And I hope I do get to see you before I leave Quartzsite. And Chuck says Alaska is on his bucket list. He hasn't made it there yet. I wouldn't mind making a trip to Alaska. I am a little bit concerned about, what happens if you have mechanical issues with your vehicle, or if you have a flat tire and you're on that long stretch of road where there's not even a gas station for 200 miles. That's a little bit scary to me, to think about driving that far. But it's something I wouldn't mind doing, especially if I had someone I could travel with. Maybe Chuck, if you wanted to like buddy up and camp together, and we could travel together and do a caravan to Alaska. I think that would be the best way to go, is with a caravan, because if one person's vehicle were to break down, then the other people that are with them can help them get to a place where there's safety, or can help them fix whatever it is that needs to be fixed in their vehicle so that they can get where they need to go. But living in a vehicle full time, I couldn't do it. And I admire the people that do it, but I just, to me, you give up a level of comfort when you are living in a vehicle. And it's fun to camp. I like doing that. I really enjoy, the idea of being in a vehicle and camping, and meeting new people, making new friends, and just enjoying the outdoors, the wilderness. As you know, you got to be careful and got to be safe, because there's animals out there, and you just have to use your good common walking around sense. So that's what I like about the van life thing, is meeting people and camping together, cooking food and enjoying each other's company. It's just a really enjoyable thing. I like that. Um, so Chuck says there's safety in numbers. Absolutely. And that's why I think if I were to do a trip to Alaska, I would see if I could get a group together to do some type of a caravan. Um, so last night it got to about 39, but I was so comfortable. I mean, I got in my sleeping bag. I was just fine. And so it's no problem. I've got my TV. I'll pan around and let you see. So I've got my all my groceries there. Got my TV there. I watch it. And right now I've got my covers up over the windows, so it's nice and private in here. I don't have to worry about anyone peeking in on me. Not that anybody would care enough to peek in on me, uh, but it's nice to have the covers on the windows. I'm actually still at the place where we had the spaghetti dinner tonight. I just hopped in my van and put the covers up over the windows and started doing my live stream. But the food was really good tonight. We had spaghetti, like I said, and they also had, someone brought out some Brussels sprouts, and they had buttered bread and garlic bread, and so I'm quite full. And I think I will go to bed with a full belly tonight. Welcome, Justin. Good to see you on here. So he says I'm looking comfy. Well, I am pretty comfy. It's not bad, not bad at all. But I'm also looking forward to getting back home and getting back with Carol. I want to mention that something bad happened, something tragic happened since I've been gone. Her brother's wife passed away. Her name was Kathy, and she was in poor health. She had diabetes, and they said that she had neuropathy, but she passed away. And she passed away like the day after I got on the road. There was no way I can get back there in time to attend the funeral because of the weather. There's like 2 feet of snow between here and there. It's just impossible for me to drive back. The only way I could really get back would be if I flew, and then I would have to leave my vehicle here. But Justin asked, "Am I back home, or you just got there?" I got here on the 10th, and I guess today is the 12th. So I've been here a couple of days now, and today was the second day of the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, and I'll have lots of nice content for you guys to see from the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. Let's see if I can pull up another video. Today they had some talks. Let's see. This is Bob and the other lady talking about going to Alaska.
It's a tool. Canadians aren't anti-tool things. Yeah.
I wanted to ask about bear bells for your dogs. My experience with bear bells is it's a little bit.
That's what it looked like when they were giving the talk today, and so I took a video. Outdoor Dreadhead. This is my new friend, guys. Say hi to Outdoors Dreadhead. He was out here at the spaghetti dinner with me. He didn't know I was doing a live. But we camped together last night. He was my camping buddy, and we cooked a couple of ribeye steaks and had some steaks and some potatoes and some green beans, and we went to bed fat and happy. But he's got a not a regular school bus, but a bus like you see at the retirement homes. His actually came from a retirement home, and he's fixed it up really nice. I'm gonna do a van tour of his bus, and so I'll make a video out of that, so you'll get to see what his bus looks like at some point in the future. And if you if you want, go check out his channel, Outdoors Dreadhead. He's fairly new to YouTubing, and he's also he's a full-time nomad. He lives full-time in his bus, and he's a pretty cool guy. He plays guitar, so he's interested in music, and he just travels and enjoys life. So that's good. He's got a couple of kids and a couple of ex-wives, and who doesn't? Justin says, don't be smoking too many of those pre-rolled doobies while you're out there. No, I don't think so. I don't smoke marijuana. I just buy it. Yeah. Hey, I'm going to see if I can see D while I'm out here outdoors. So maybe you can come with me if you want. Badlands Bandit says hello there to Dreadhead. And Dreadhead said, no, I had an idea you were live until I sat down and turned on the TV. I had no idea you were live until I sat down and turned on the TV. Dreadhead is out here with me at this spaghetti supper, and I could probably walk to his rig like in 10 seconds if I wanted to. So I probably should have done my live stream from your rig, huh? Shouldn't I have outdoors? This is my son Justin. He says, "Good evening out there. Stay strapped." I wonder how many folks that are on the road actually carry weapons or carry a gun with them for protection. That would be an interesting thing to know. I would assume most people don't carry a weapon or carry a gun with them. So outdoors, I didn't know that you watched D. So you are a viewer of Dee's channel. She's an amazing person. She's really a kind individual, and I'm glad that that she knows who I am now. Apparently, she is subscribed to me, so that's good. And I've been watching her for way longer than she's been watching me. Yeah, it's probably warmer in your vehicle and probably have a lot more aesthetic for a place to look at. And you might have better internet than I do as well. All I have is this map, and I put this map behind me to have like some kind of background. But this is a map that Renee and Todd gave me when I was out there in Pennsylvania. They gave that to me as a gift to hang in my van. So I use it as a backdrop when I'm doing lives from my van. So what are you all doing tonight? Do you have any questions about the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous or Arizona or my trip? Feel free to ask any questions that you have. I'll be glad to answer anything that you want to ask. It's a long trip. Let me get straightened out here a little bit. It's a very long trip, 1,400 miles. But when I stretch it out and spend the night, and try to do like 4 or 5 hours of driving a day and spend the night different places, it's not so bad. It's kind of enjoyable, especially when I park in a Cracker Barrel parking lot, because then the next day I get up and I go inside and have a nice breakfast. D, I didn't know you were still on here. She says you and Dreadhead should come by sometime Tuesday. We'll do that. We will absolutely do that. I appreciate the invite. So I'm assuming that you sent me an email with information about where you're located. Bye, D. Good to see you. D is such a sweet, kind person. I can tell that, in her videos when she is talking to people that she knows and she's interviewing different people. You just, 2 years ago, D, if you're still watching, if you hadn't got off yet, 2 years ago, I was watching your live stream and you were here in Quartzsite. And I told you it was actually my birthday. And I told you it was my birthday, and you sang happy birthday to me on your live stream. That was so cool. Dee is also a singer. Dee been out living in the van for a while, and she is a legend in his book. She's a legend in my book too. Absolutely, she is a legend in my book. So, no questions? No, I mean, certainly some of you guys have some questions or have something that you want to talk about dealing with living in a vehicle full time. I don't know anything about living in a vehicle full time, but there's a guy on here named Outdoors. He can tell you what it's like to live in a vehicle full time. He's been out here since the beginning of this year. I think he said he got out here on New Year's Day of 2025 or somewhere there about. But if you have any questions about van life or living in your vehicle, he is one good person to ask. He's got lots of information about it. He was telling me about some trouble that he was having when he was on the road. He had a flat tire, and then he had something else go out in his van or in his bus when he was on his way out here. So he had a couple of delays. That's the biggest concern for me, as far as being on the road, is what if something happens to your vehicle, mechanically. I would hate to be on the side of the road changing a flat tire on this vehicle. I don't know if I could even change a flat tire on this vehicle, but I guess I would have to if the need arose. Timothy Deck, welcome, Timothy Deck. Good to see you on here. He said, "How did the bed setup work out?" Well, I'm actually. Let's see if I can tilt this around. I'm actually sitting on the bed as we speak, and it has worked pretty good. Haven't had any issues with the bed. Of course, if you saw my video, like I said, before, it fell apart 3 times as I was making it. I had to figure out how to do it. Now I know how to build a platform for a bed, so hopefully I can um, hopefully I can get, if I ever have to build another one, I can get it all put together and do it correctly before I actually put it in the bed in the van. Dee says she's here, needs to go to bed, has to get up early. Okay, I understand, Dee, but just know you've got you know you've got 2 guys right here that think a whole lot of you. We think the world of you. You're a legend, as Outdoors would say. And Dee, if you are still watching, go to Outdoors channel and subscribe to him. It would really mean a lot to him. Because you're one of the people that everyone looks up to, and so it would mean a lot. It means a lot to me that you're subscribed to me and that you are actually on my live stream. I've been on your live stream several times, and it means a lot to me to know that you're on my live stream and you're watching me. So thank you so much. Timothy says, I did. Thanks for showing that. I'm glad it worked out for you. I had my concerns that it would hold up with the 2x4s. Thanks so much for your channel. Yeah, that was a big learning curve for me. I've never built a bed platform before, and so I figured I would just leave in all the good and the bad. If it falls apart on me, and it's like I was saying when I got up in the bed, I said, if it falls down on me, I'm going to put it in the video anyway. And I would have. Thank goodness it didn't fall down on me. I finally figured out how to do it. Marty says her mom said hi, and she said, you are freezing. I'm not freezing. No, not at all. And Timothy Deck says, I haven't been able to see all the streams live, but enjoying retirement. So you're saying are you newly retired, Timothy? I am certainly enjoying my retirement. This is actually January. This month is 1 year since I called it quits on work. And I do work, I guess you could call it work, because I sell on eBay. So I guess you could say that's work, but I don't feel like it's work because it doesn't, it's not something that I have to do, and it's not something I dread doing. It's something I enjoy doing. I like to go out and find items and resell them and find out what the value is and resell them. So, Tim, you've been retired since 2023. So you've been retired longer than I have, almost a year longer than I have. And he says he's fixing up the house to sell in 2026. How long are you going to be on the road? I'm going to be on the road. Well, I do plan on staying here for the rest of the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. It lasts to the 15th, and then I'll probably leave Quartzsite on that day. And I want to go to Tombstone, and I would like to go visit Slab City, so that might take a few more days, and then it'll take me about 3 days to get back home, driving back to Alabama. So I planned for 3 weeks, but it may be less. I may get back a little bit sooner, since my wife's sister-in-law, which is also my sister-in-law, passed away. Daughter's in the last semester of college and doing the Snoopy dance. Yeah, I can imagine. I did the Snoopy dance a year ago when I finally was able to retire, and it is just a really wonderful feeling knowing that I've got that pension for the rest of my life to take care of my any financial needs that I have. Uh, Box Van D said, "I appreciate that retire, inspire, and outdoors dreadhead." And Tim says, "God is good." Amen to that. Isn't that the truth? And since my recent stroke, my channel is not doing much. Well, I know your channel is not as busy as it was before your stroke, but my goodness, you are amazing because even though um, even though you had a stroke and you are unable to, sometimes you have trouble speaking, you still do it. You still get out there. You still make yourself available, and you're still the same kind, wonderful individual that you've always been, D. And so that's what I appreciate about you. Uh, I'm getting a little bit warm in this sweater that I'm wearing. It's very comfortable. I wear it everywhere. I wear it to bed. uh, let's see. Gumball Gold says almost an hour in now on the stream. Bring on the Bigfoot. Well, you missed him. He was on here just a little while ago. Chuck Jacobs. He is the guy who knows about Bigfoot. Are you still on, Chuck? If you are, Jim would like to know a little bit about Bigfoot. I think he has some questions because I think Jim may have had some communication in Georgia with Bigfoot. Are you glad your brother is getting married? For those of you who are new to the channel or haven't watched my live streams before, Marty is my brother's future stepdaughter. My brother is getting married to her mother. And so, yes, I'm very glad that he is getting married. And Chuck is still here, Jim, with Gumball Gold. So if you have any Bigfoot questions, he is the Bigfoot expert. He has had communications with Bigfoot, and he has also talked to people all over the country and consulted with them about communicating and how to communicate with Sasquatch. And Chuck is also a YouTuber, by the way, in case you don't know. Chuck Jacobs, Arizona, that's the name of his channel. Go check him out. He's not a full-time van dweller, but he's kind of like me. He gets in his van and he rides around and checks out different places. Timothy Deck says, have you met any interesting people that you can share about and their adventures? Yes, you joined us a little bit late, but my new friend, who is a full-time van dweller now, Outdoors Dreadhead, we met yesterday, and we camped together. And he probably has some interesting stories to tell. As a matter of fact, Outdoors, if you're still on, would you be interested in going live with us? If so, I will give you the link, and you can share the screen with me and talk a little bit about some of your adventures. Uh, it's okay. No problem that you joined a little bit late, Timothy. No worries. I'm gonna put a link on here, Outdoors, if you're seeing this, and you can click on the link and you can go live with me. Let's see. All right. Outdoors, if you're still on here, click on this link because I think Timothy would like to ask some questions. And Marty says she is sorry for my sister-in-law. Yes, she passed away unexpectedly, and because of the weather, I'm not able to jump in. But outdoors, if you're still on, that's the link. Just click on that link, and then you'll be added to the studio, and I can bring you on live. If you don't want to go on live, just let me know, and that's fine too. But yeah, so far I've really enjoyed my time here in Quartzsite. There's a couple of places I want to go while I'm here. I want to go to Silly Al's Pizza and have some pizza. And I also want to go to Beer Bellies, not for the beer, but I understand they have really good hamburgers. And here's someone that I'm not familiar with, Stone Wolf Outdoors. Hello, all. Good to meet you, Stone Wolf. If you would tell us a little bit about yourself. I don't think I've seen you on any lives before, but it's good to see you. So I think I'll go to Silly Al's Pizza tomorrow night and have some pizza because I understand it's really good. I haven't had to eat out because I brought all the food that I needed with me. So I haven't had to eat out since I've been on the road. But, why not go out if you can, if there's something that you particularly want, then you should try it. So I've heard Silly Al's is pretty good. So Stone Wolf Outdoors says he is a nomad. Well, glad that you joined us tonight. Are you in Quartzsite for the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous? I will. I'll check out your channel, Stone Wolf Outdoors, and subscribe to your channel. Yep. Chuck says Silly Al's is great. You want to go with me, Chuck? We could go together. It's always better when you break bread with friends. Maybe you and I and Outdoors can go together and get some Silly Al's pizza tomorrow night. Does that sound good? Y'all in? Would you like to do that? So, Chuck says, sure. Okay, good. We will definitely do that. If Outdoors is willing, is interested, he can come too. So Stone Wolf says, no, not in town for the RTR in Yuma. Well, Yuma's not very far. You ought to come by. Would love to make your acquaintance. What state do you call home, Stone Wolf? Yep. It's a long drive, but like I said, it's a lot of fun. I've got a Coleman stove. I pulled it out last night when I cooked the ribeyes that we had, that me and Outdoors had. We had those ribeyes, and so I used my outdoor stove. We cooked outside last evening before it got dark. Once it got dark, I had to go in because that wind blowing, it's really strong. So Stone Wolf is from Washington State, I'm assuming, not DC. Yeah, we got people in this live chat that are from all over the country, and that's one of the things that I really like about YouTube is that you get people that come together from all over the country, all over the world, for that matter. I met some people on YouTube that are from Canada, that are watching my channel from Canada. It's just amazing how small the world is getting with having internet access. You can communicate with anybody anywhere in the world. Marty says, has it snowed up there? It's not snowed here, but I had to go through a lot of snow to get here. Timothy Deck, Averill Park, New York, right outside Albany. Wow. I bet you guys are covered up in snow right now. I plan on next year when I take a trip up to the Pennsylvania area, I plan on going to New York City while I'm up there. Or actually, that will be this year, probably in the September-October timeframe. But I do plan on going to New York City. Stonewall Wolf Outdoors said I'll be up that way next week for a meetup. Unfortunately, I will be gone by next week. Timothy Deck, looking to move south, too cold. Yes, I can imagine. And he says not as much as when I lived in Norwood, Massachusetts, outside of Boston. But you guys know how to deal with the cold weather, the snow and the ice, and you know how to drive on it. You know how to put chains on your tires. You're prepared. You know how to layer up and how to get warm. So you guys are well prepared for the cold weather. Whereas for us who live in the southern states like Alabama, we get snow maybe once every 4 to 5 years. So we don't really have a lot of snow and ice on the roads. So whenever we do have snow and ice on the roads, we're not prepared. Our road service doesn't put the de-icer on the road. They don't have it accessible for the most part, so we don't have access to that. So then the roads are going to be impassable because nobody is able to make the ice go away. Plus, you guys know how to layer up. I mean, you have winter clothes, you have long johns, you have probably 4 or 5 layers of clothes when you go outside and it's 20 degrees outside. So you know how to stay warm and layer up. And Marty's got to go, so we'll talk with you later, Marty. Thank you for joining us tonight. Yep. Timothy says that's a good reason for the beard. And he looks like Santa Claus. I'm assuming that's your picture on your thing there. So it's getting kind of late for me here. What time is it here? It's after 8 o'clock. Sitting on Mountain Time. That's what we're on, Mountain Time. For if you're watching me and you're on Eastern Time, then it's already 10 o'clock. So you're probably pretty tired. Unfortunately, um, Rat Stash is not on tonight, but they're on Eastern Time. John Ritter, welcome. I don't think I have ever seen you on my live before. Good to see you on here. Why are you living in a van at your age? How old do you think I am, John? and just curious. But to answer the question about living in a van, I don't live in a van. I'm not a full-time van dweller. I camp, and I do it because I enjoy it. Oh, you think I'm 69? Okay. Well, thank you very much, but I'm not. I am 56. I live outside. I see no age limit. Yep, but for those folks that do live in a van, um, there's people all ages that live in a van. There are people that are in their 20s that are living in vans. There are people in their 50s. There are people in their okay outdoors. There are people in their 70s. We just had a lady, Box Fan D, and she's in her 70s and she lives in a vehicle full time. So there is no age limit on how old you have to be or how young you have to be to live in a van. Just like Stone Wolf Outdoors said. So, Misty Cunningham, welcome. You're new to the channel as well. Are you asking for a van tour? You want me to pan around and show you the van? Okay, and so Outdoors is going to get on here live in just a second, and he's a full time camper. I guess you could say he lives in his vehicle full time since the beginning of the year. And he can answer some questions for anybody who has any questions about living in the vehicle full time. Timothy Deck, I appreciate your sense of adventure. Thank you, Timothy. I appreciate that. And he says that I inspire him. Thank you. Um, John Ritter says, I live in an RV, but I'm not freezing my butt off. Well, I tell you what, John, you got a point. Let me get myself straightened out here just a little bit. I'm not freezing my butt off, but like I said earlier, I have this military issue sleeping bag that I get in. I get in there and I'm just as cozy as I can be. So, I'm really comfortable. But it would be nice to have an RV and to be able to stand up completely in my van. It's not a high top. It's a Mercedes Sprinter van, not a high top, but I can still stand up, but I still have to, bend down just a little bit um, in order to stand up. So, Stone Wolf Outdoors says he's 57 and he's lived outside for the last 10 years. So he's a little bit older, 1 year older than I am. Tim says he's 61 going on 62 in June. And Outdoors phone service is too crappy right now to join. Okay. And Marty says, how old are you going to be? February 21st. Well, she called me out. February 21st is my birthday. So I will be 57 years old. Hey, Outdoors, I got a suggestion. Just curious if you're interested in doing this. I could come over and see you and we could finish this live from your vehicle. What do you think? Chuck says he's 75, but not a full-time van lifer. I would never have thought you were 75, Chuck. You don't look 75 at all. You look good for 75, brother. I tell you what, when I turn 75, I hope that people aren't saying I look 85. Stone Wolf Outdoors, I don't live in a camper. I live outside. So, wait, what Well, I'm confused. You live outside, like in a tent? Is that what you're saying? Timothy Deck says, happy birthday. Yep. And Outdoor Dreadhead, he says, people out here in tents. Yeah, I don't know how they do that. I really don't. I don't know how someone can live in a tent. But you know what? I take that back because I could do it. I really could. Um, I have a couple of tents, and I've taken my kids out camping, and we've stayed in tents. But now full time, couldn't do that. And John Ritter says he feels sorry for people living outside. And Marty says her mom is going on 53, February 28th. So she's got a birthday coming up too. Cool. That's who my brother is going to be marrying, and he is getting married on the 22nd of February. So I have an Airbnb in Montgomery, and I'm going to have some people staying in my Airbnb, some family who are going to be attending his wedding are going to be staying in my Airbnb prior to the wedding. And then for their honeymoon, my brother and his new wife will be staying in my Airbnb for their honeymoon. Tent or tarp with my hammock. Man, you are straight up amazing. I'm inspired by you, Stone Wolf, to be able to do that. Tent or tarp in your hammock. I don't know how you do it. I don't think I could. Every American should have a warm bed. Yep, I agree. Every American should have a warm bed. Unfortunately, there are a lot of homeless that don't, and there are a lot of nomadic people, but they all have beds. Most of them do. Even the ones living in tents. Even Stone Wolf Outdoors, he's got a hammock, so he has a warm bed. And Stone Wolf says he's confirmed what I just said. He actually sleeps very warm. So this has been a really good live stream. I've really enjoyed getting to speak with the new folks that are in the channel, and I had a request for a little van tour, so I'll kind of give a short little van tour. All right, let me get up off my bed. I got a light here behind me, and it's kind of hard to do a van tour with a laptop, but I have a TV here, and I'm able to. I have a Amazon Fire Stick, and so I'm able to watch YouTube on my TV using my Wi-Fi from my cell phone. So I do that. And then I have these shelves that actually came in the van. This was a cable van when I bought it. And so this is where I keep all my groceries. You see, the light is not great here, but that's where my groceries live. You see, I like moon pies. And the second shelf, I have more groceries. And I also keep my other stuff here, like stuff that I use to a razor. That's what I use to keep my whiskers cut, and my tools down on the bottom. And then I've got my coffee pot, my Mr. Buddy heater, my generator, my solar generator, and this is my water. This is a 30-gallon container that I keep my water in. There's my bed. This is where I was sitting just a second ago. I have a table where I keep my stuff. I have my bed, and I have a couple of lights. So that's a little van tour. I hope that wasn't too shaky for you to be able to tell what it looked like. But yeah, that's the van. First thing I bought when I retired was this van, and it's one of the best things that I've ever done for myself. And John says he wishes me the best of luck and to please stay warm. Yeah, I've been doing pretty good as far as staying warm. I haven't got sick so far. Let me go find some wood to knock on. But yeah, I've been staying fairly warm since I've been out here, and fairly comfortable. It's not as comfortable as being in a house, and I'll give you that. Kim, this is another new person. Kim in nature. Is your van insulated? No, it's not. I would like to at some point get it insulated, but right now it's not. It's just I'll show you. It's just a regular Sprinter van that I've just did a no build on. So Kim, if you would introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself. And another new person, Nancy K. How do you charge the battery to run your electronics with solar only? Well, that's a good question. I have solar panels that I put outside my van to charge it, but I also have a way that I can plug it into my van DC, where the there's a cigarette lighter plug that I can plug it into when I'm driving, and it'll charge, from my cigarette lighter plug. Then there's another way that you can charge these solar generators, these Blue Eddy solar generators. It comes with a regular AC plug. You could take it in any place where there's AC hookup, and you can plug it in, and it will, and you can charge it that way. So there's actually 3 ways that you can charge those solar generators, the Blue Eddies. Stone Wolf says, "Do a hammock and you will never go back." That's the second time today someone has mentioned that to me. Someone told me that I should take the bed platform out of here and just strap a hammock from the front of the van all the way to the back. And it sounds like a good idea. I've never slept in a hammock before. I don't know how comfortable that would be. Do you use a filter on the water from the jug? Just curious. No, I don't. The water is not filtered. I actually filled that jug up before I left Alabama. If you watch my van prep video, that is the last video I put out, you'll see where I filled it up. I just filled it up with a hose in the yard. And Kim says recently moved from Tampa, Florida to Houston, Texas. Not a city girl, and she's trying to figure out her options. Okay. And Nancy K, if you would tell us a little bit about yourself as well. You're new to the live chat. I've never seen you on here before, but it's good to see you. It's good to see both of y'all on here. I appreciate the questions too. You guys are coming up with some really good questions. Some, any of the Nomad stuff that is for full-time folks, I might let Outdoors answer those. But I can answer a couple of questions about stuff that I've experienced since I've been, on the road and camping. I wouldn't want to do it full time, not in this van. There, you do give up some of the comforts of home, but like I said, it is a lot of fun, just camping and doing it on a short term basis. Kim says biggest deterrents are where to sleep, safety, and internet. Yeah, I can imagine that. Have you ever been out to the RTR, the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous here in Quartzsite? If you have, they have a women's RTR before the actual regular RTR, and it's 2 days before the regular Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, and they spend a couple of days just talking about issues that women have to deal with that not all men who are full time in their vans or living out in full time nomads experience. So, and one of those is the issue about safety. I don't think people are, well, I could be wrong, but it seems like people don't mess with men or threaten men as or they're not as vulnerable as a solo female on the road. So, I mean, I may be wrong about that, but that's one of the things they talk about in that women's RTR is safety and how women can stay safe on the road. And Stone Wolf says hammock is learning curve, but well worth it. Nancy K says, I've always been curious about van dwelling. I did live out of my car for about 5 months a few years back, but found it difficult. I don't know if I could do that. I guess I could if it if it was something that I had to do, but I think living in a car would be one of the most difficult things that you can do because there's just not enough room in a car for you to be comfortable. Basically, all it is a tent on wheels. You're just sleeping in it for the night and figuring out what to do for the rest of the day. And Stone Wolf Outdoors says, if you live in fear, you will never feel safe. Well, Stone Wolf, I don't remember if you said where you live, but wherever you live, are you currently in a outdoor situation, or are you in a house right now? I'm just curious about that myself. But this is actually one of the longest live streams I have done. It's a hour and 23 minutes I've been on so far. So I think I'm going to go ahead and close it out and tell everybody thank you for coming on to my live stream tonight. I really appreciate all the input, all the input that you guys have provided tonight. Okay, that's right. You did, Stone Wolf. Yeah, you did tell me you were in Yuma. Okay. Thank you, Kim in Nature, for subscribing. I appreciate that. If any of you guys are at the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous and you're going to be there tomorrow, and you see me out, come up and say hi. I'd love to meet you and get to know you a little bit. Maybe y'all can go to Silly Owls with me and Outdoors and my buddy tomorrow. But so I'm going to go ahead and close. Yeah. See you tomorrow, Chuck. And we'll see each other tomorrow, and maybe you can camp with us. Maybe we can. Well, we're definitely planning on going to Silly Owls tomorrow night. But it's been a good live stream. I've really enjoyed it, and I appreciate all the kind folks on here tonight. You guys have really made it a lot of fun. And so I'm going to go ahead and close it out and let you guys know I will be back next Sunday at 7:30 doing a live stream from wherever I am. I don't know where I will be, but come back and see me next Sunday at 7:30. Usually I do my live streams at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Today I did it at 8 o'clock since we had that supper here tonight, so it was a little bit later than normal. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I want to thank you guys again. If you're watching this after the fact and you're not yet a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Also, if you would hit that thumbs up and like bell, let me know you like the video, and that helps with the algorithm. And make comments. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you want to just share a comment or an experience that you've had. I'm really interested in hearing about that. And if you're are a subscriber and you haven't hit that notification bell, please go to that notification bell right now and smash it, because that means that you will be notified the next time I go live. So you guys take care. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Love you guys, and I will see you on the next one.